Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe des E-Talk und ich habe bei mir heute eine neue Company, ich habe gleich einmal einen Conflict of Interest. Ich bin Aktionär dort, ich bin beim letzten Private Placement reingegangen. Die Firma heißt P2Earn, P2Earn Inc. und ich habe ihn Alex Lineton, er ist CEO bei mir an der Leitung sozusagen. Er sitzt in England und ja, deswegen legen wir gleich los. Ich finde es eine spannende Geschichte, aber das werden Sie dann danach schon gleich einmal sehen. Alex, thank you for your time. I said in my German introduction, first I have a conflict of interest, I'm shareholder. Second is, it's a very interesting story. Short background, there was an article in one of our technical journals here in the German-speaking area and talking about Axie, in Axie Infinity, I think it is called as one of the games, and how investors make money out of it. So they buy some stuff, some that the little monster is a little bit stronger than the other ones, and then rent it to mostly Philippines, and they play the game, and then they share the profit in different ways, and some 50-50, some 60-40, and they do this on the regular basis, and it's a very interesting income model. And then I saw that your presentation that you exactly have the same business model, but on the larger scale.
Exactly.
So how the idea comes, and is this really so interesting? Can you make really a great reward out of it?
Yeah, well, exactly as you say, Joe. Axie Infinity was one of the big games, and we were running our beta platform, our sort of manual guild, from February 21. We started running that, and sorry, February 22. And what we had, so we had Axie Infinity, we had Ice Poker, we had they were our two main games on the manual guild. And what we found is that we had all these players in developing nations that had the time to play the games. As you say, Philippines is a really big country. Other countries, India, and those sorts of places. But the NFTs were expensive to buy relative to the money they earned, and that's what we saw. We saw that if we could buy those expensive NFTs, those tickets to play, let's say that we could put up the stake, we could get these guys playing. They were playing the games and then splitting rewards, as you said, 50-50 or a similar sort of balance at the end of play. And through the sort of beta testing, we were finding players earning in excess of their daily national minimum wage. Philippines, I think it's around 14 Canadian dollars an hour, a day. Sorry, 14 Canadian dollars a day, and we were seeing players in excess of that. In the beta platforms, and really being rewarded for playing games effectively.
Mm-hmm. And you say the high cost of the NFTs. So what does it mean, high cost? For them it's high cost, but for us, what is the average cost of the NFT?
Yeah, it may be $200-300, something like that. It's again in the developed world, in Europe and in North America, it's not expensive, but for these guys and girls that are playing in the Philippines, for example, it's an expensive cost to entry. What we were doing, we were buying those expensive NFTs and renting them to the players. They were playing using their time and splitting rewards. And as I said, in the beta testing, these people were making decent income from doing that.
Okay, so average we know, and what is the multiple, or the multiple is maybe not the right word, but what is the average what you can earn out of it? So when you say maybe an NFT costs $500 or $300, do you calculate this on the yearly base, or you calculate this on the monthly base, and how high can be really the reward?
Yeah, well, I think we need to the players need to be good at the game for one. That's the starting point. And when the players are good at the game, like anything, there's winners and losers. And we saw that through our testing, we retained the good players, and they were earning in excess of 20, 30, 40, $50 a day Sometimes, you know, in the bull run, you know, $100 a day wasn't unheard of in there, you know. So it's you know, there's some really great rewards to be had. And then I think the great thing is that once you reward these players, then the good players, they retain the NFTs. They play every day. You know, they play weekends, they play holidays, because they, you know, for these guys, it's a real alternative to, you know, the industries that are out there.
What I'm not understand in the beginning is so you buy this NFT. So I think that this is that the people better understand it's the monster with really huge power and everything. But when he lose, is the NFT then gone? Is it dead? You can work again on them or build it up again, or how this works?
I think ice poker is probably a more understandable example, because it's related to poker, and you know, most of us understand poker. So, you know, the NFT that you purchase for that game gives you a seat at the table, and it's a daily tournament. It runs 24 hours, and at the end of the 24 hours, it renews and you start again. So during that 24-hour period, if you've got a ticket at the table, you can earn chips, just like in real poker. And then the day you cash those chips in, and they're converted to the token was ICE, but that, you know, that token can be taken off chain and converted to fiat. So, you know, I think that the ICE poker is quite an easy model to understand. You know, much like if we had a really good poker player in the real world, you know, and they couldn't afford to buy the ticket to the table, you might have someone stake them to you know, pay their entry to the table. It's a very similar sort of concept, but on a hugely scalable operation, and across the world, and you know, it's all on the blockchain.
So okay, the business model, I think, or we hope we understand this. So so what is now really the I see you do some private placement round. First, you merge with a public company so that you are now listed. That's the reason why we are now have a public company, and so but. You do now a 2 raise, I saw, or you do a private placement. So what is actually what you're doing with the money? What kind of reward we can expect, and how the business model works on your end?
Yeah. So as you said, Joe, you know, the goal was to get this company public. I think the thing with Web3 and all that we've seen over the last few months is that, you know, there is a lot of scamming going on. There's a lot of rogues out there. And for, you know, we really believed in our project enough to get it into a public vehicle. And once you're public, as you know, the regulations are crazy. You know, everything that we say has to be factually true. There's no rug pulls going on with what we're doing. And that was the first point, was to get it public, which we succeeded in end of last year. Then it was to take the learnings from the beta platform. So again, like I said, we were using, you know, a handful of games and running a manual guild, and we had players, you know, we had spreadsheets, we had all the things you'd expect in a manual guild, and to bring that together into a piece of technology that would automate the whole process. So, you know, whereas we had a few hundred players in the manual guild, this technology will allow scale, you know, unfathomable scale. It'll you know, as big as we want to make this, the technology will allow us to do it. So on the technology build, we're looking to be finished at end of Q2. And what that allows us to do, Joe, is to work with any play-to-earn game. You know, so we're not just stuck to Aktie or Ice Poker, whatever the games are. This technology can sit in front of any play-to-earn game, basically. And what we do with that, and again, as you said, the capital raise, is we buy the NFTs off the game. So we have a game called Star Heroes, really cool game, you know, fighter pilot game. Looks like, you know, a AAA game that you play on your Xbox. And what we do is we buy NFTs off them and put them into our technology platform, rent them to our players. They play the games, earn rewards, and, you know, split the rewards like that. But it's all done automated. It's not manual anymore. It's automated. And, you know, as I said, the raise is to purchase these NFTs on multiple games to give a whole plethora of opportunities for our players to play and for the company to gain revenues from that.
Okay, so and when we can expect the first revenue out of this new technology? So, or is it already that the old-fashioned manual way is already done on the low end, and it's manual mostly, and the new system will start, you say, in the second quarter. So I think we are in the second quarter, so it should be soon.
Yeah, it's very soon, Joe. Yeah, so we're still making revenues from the manual guild. This will just automate it, and as we see more and more games, more and more play-to-earn games coming out, we will be able to partner with them, install our technology in front of them, and allow access for our players to play their games. So it's like I said, we built this bit of technology once, and it will partner with any game that works sort of tokenomics wise and grow with that. So as we move into this year, the games that are all coming out will be partnering with those guys. Our players will be playing and splitting revenues, as you say.
Mm-hmm. So you say in the second quarter that this automatical system should running. So that's mean in the third quarter you can handle more players. But this mean also you need more cash that you can buy these NFTs.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what you are planning now? So you need more capital to acquire these NFTs, or you need more capital to finish the technical platform. What is the split? What?
Yeah. So the capital that we're going to raise another chunk of capital that will be to purchase NFTs. We have a really active community of gamers already. I think last time I checked, it's around 8,500 gamers just on the Discord alone that are there ready to play these games when they come. That's not a problem. Technology is getting built, not an issue. It's the capital raises to purchase these NFTs, and so that the players can play. Like I said, that's the barrier to entry. We have thousands of players out there, in developing nations that particularly that want to play these games, that have the time and the means, to play these games, and we just need to give them that. So we'll raise capital, we'll purchase NFTs, and the great thing about this platform, Joe, is that we're not just building a play-to-earn game where if it succeeds or fails, it's all on us. The beauty about it is that we can partner with any game that works with us. We can have 10, 20, 100, 500 games. It doesn't matter. And if a handful of them don't work, it's fine. We have a plethora of games, a whole array of games for people to play. So regarding to sort of spreading the risk, this platform does that. Rather than just focusing on one game and one path, we can partner with multiple genres of games and companies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the bottleneck itself would be more the capital raise for the NFTs, if I right understand it.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So you raised already 1 million. I think this is a little bit too less. You need more money to really scale it up. But you still do with this 1 million raise in the last month or 1.5 months. Do you buy NFTs so for the players, or do you need this money for the companies? Expensive so that you can set up the technical platform and on.
Yeah, a mixture. We bought NFTs with these new games we partnered with, and obviously running the company and building the technical platform. But yeah, like you said, the next raise that we're planning will be the one that really equips these players and gives them access to the revenues that we expect.
Okay, for how much money you look?
For the next round,
yeah,
we'll be looking 3 to 5 million.
Okay, and what do you think you can generate on revenues on the yearly base or quarterly base?
So our first target is to get 10,000 gamers on the platform, and we see that on an average of $30 a day, that's going to be over 100 million revenues per annum.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and this 3 to 5 million is enough to get this 10 million, or you need more than?
That will give us enough to get us well on the way, Joe. I think we're not the games that are coming out. We're saying we're averaging $300. Some will be more, some will be less. But that's our predictions. That's what we're looking from running the beta platform. And that's what we expect. I think as I said, this platform will scale as large as we want to make it. So I've got no doubt we'll do another raise down the line. But this 3 to 5 million raise will get us well along the way and see some really good returns.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I go through your presentation, I see also this a slide, this Bitcoin mining operation. What this mean?
Yep. So we've got a relatively small Bitcoin mining operation. It's where both companies came from. It's where my company that was acquired started. It's where the old company was, and that just sits in the background. It generates revenues. I think I think it costs us around $12,000 to mine a Bitcoin. So it makes relatively small profits, Joe, but it's something that happens in the background. Yeah.
Okay, okay. But I guess that the overhead itself is really low. Then you not play the game. The people from the countries play the game. So you have only a technical platform when you say it's more automatically. So I think your staff, your overhead costs are really relatively low. Is this correct?
Exactly, and that's really what we wanted to focus on, is that we wanted to build a piece of technology that could work within the space and take advantage of the revenues that are out there. And like I said, we didn't want to go into a heavily capital intensive route of building a game. We wanted to invest in a really clever piece of technology that we've been working on for well over a year now, and we've ran this manually, understand the industry integrally, and really a bit of platform that is going to help us take this to where it needs to go. So as you said, overheads and running costs are low, and once the technology is built and the games are there, growing it's just a case of raising money to buy more NFTs. But as this starts generating revenues, the revenues will be there to reinvest anyway. It's a really great model that we're building.
Yeah, that's my next question. So I think you need only a certain amount of NFTs that you can run through. Then it's you generate so much revenue out of them that you don't need any capital raise any longer. So then you scale it up by itself, and you use your cash flow to run the business, and maybe then after a certain period of time you have enough cash also to give something back to its shareholder. Or is what's your plan then after?
I think, as you say, the plan is we need the capital to take this to the next level, as any company would to start up. But then once the revenues start coming in, we'll continue to grow this, and it'll just keep growing as the games keep coming. And play to earn gaming, we believe, is the future of gaming. And as this becomes a mainstream thing, we'll be so well positioned in the market that that this project can only go one way in our eyes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. There is a slide about the share structure. It says that you have around roughly 65 million shares outstanding. Is this correct?
Yep.
So the market cap is around 7.5, 8 million Canadian. That's not really high.
No, exactly. And it's a like I said, play to earn gaming is about to explode, and once it does, we see that market cap, go in only one way. So.
Okay, we have this small bottleneck. This is the capital raise of 3 to 5 million. So it's for sure that we must keep in mind. But when it's run, then it's run by itself. So that is then really a nice thing. Alex, is there other hurdle that we maybe I don't see that maybe the company can run into a problem, or what can drive the share price on a higher level? What must be happened?
What do you mean? How do you see the share price going up?
No, what kind of news flow maybe we must see that the share price will go up. So what do you think? Well, when I look at the share price, it's a little bit frustrating. It's relatively stable. So there's only two ways. Maybe the people don't understand the business model, or they say, I have no clue about the gaming, and gaming is something for my kids and not for me, and I'm here on the stock market, and I'm interested to do real stuff. So what can be a trigger that the share price going in a higher direction, higher or lift up?
Yeah, I think the Web3 on the whole has taken a bit of a kick in over the last few months, but we're really starting to see a recovery now. I've seen that Apple Pay are allowing them people to use that on a game called Step-In, which is a play to earn game. So the big companies are really starting to move into the adoption of Web3 in crypto, and as we keep seeing that, we're only going to see the industry go one way. We've just got Jeff Burton, so co-founder of EA Games. He's now chairman of our advisory board. And he speaks very highly of this space. And for a person who's been there from the start of gaming, he only sees gaming going one way, and play to earn gaming and the ability to own your assets within the game. He sees this as a really, really big step, and the way that the gaming industry will move.
Is it possible that these big players can go in competition with you, or you don't say that they are going this direction?
The AAA games, there's a lot of them actually, putting their own blockchain games out there, and they're only gonna move one way. The industry is already moving away from console, and it's going to be moving to sort of browser-based gaming. You're going to see Xbox and PlayStation move that way in the next few years. So these guys are only going to come one way, and play to earn gaming is where they're going to start moving for sure.
Mm-hmm. Alex, thank you for your first introduction to your company. Good luck with the capital raise. So as a shareholder, I'm really hope that we're going up much higher. Das war jetzt ein erstes Update oder ein erstes Interview zu P2Earn Inc., also Play to Earn Inc. Business Model ist ganz einfach, ich habe es auch am Anfang erzählt. Es gibt so ein Spiel, da habe ich einen Artikel gelesen über Axie Infinity, und das ist so ganz einfach, da gibt es ein Monster drinnen und das kämpft gegen andere Monster, also mehrere Monsters, und die muss man sich quasi kaufen, die kann man upgraden, und das läuft alles über Blockchain NFT. So, das Problem ist, dass die teilweise das Geld nicht haben. Also das wird in den Philippinen extrem stark gespielt. Deswegen gibt es zigtausende Investoren, die solche NFTs kaufen, solche Monster kaufen, die abgegradet sind, und verleihen diese quasi an diese Gamer, die spielen mit diesem Ding, und der Reward daraus wird geteilt. Also da verlieren natürlich auch eine und andere gewinnen natürlich auch. Es ist wichtig, dass man auch die guten Spieler natürlich hat. So, aber im Prinzip funktioniert das Spiel sehr gut, und man kann damit auch richtig gut Geld verdienen. Ja, da ein paar Beispiele auch hier gehabt, wo halt Leute aus Indien auf einmal $780 oder $800 verdient haben aus den Philippinen, wo normalerweise ist ein Mehrfache, was die eigentlich sonst bei der normalen Arbeit verdienen würden. Das heißt, man sieht immer mehr Spieler, die tatsächlich nur mit die Spiele spielen und nicht mehr arbeiten gehen, weil das eher eine Arbeit ist. Also auf dem Weg zum totalen Entertainment, kann man sagen. Die haben aber das größtenteils das Geld nicht, diese NFTs zu kaufen. Die kosten 300, 500, teilweise $1.000. Und quasi die Company hat das Businessmodell gemacht, sie kaufen diese NFTs und verleihen diese, und man macht ein Revenue Sharing daraus, oder Reward Sharing, muss man eigentlich dazu sagen. Und da braucht man natürlich eine gewisse Größe. Sie haben eine Technologie gemacht, weil manuell kann man das jetzt machen, das heißt, man sucht sich die Player aus, gibt denen die NFTs, danach kommt es wieder retour. Sie haben eine Plattform geschaffen, die soll jetzt im 2. Quartal online gehen, wo das alles automatisch abgewickelt wird und wo man quasi fast alle Spiele, die es so um den Erdball gibt, unter anderem eben das Axie oder Ice Poker oder Star Heroes, dass man dort dementsprechend diese Spiele drüber spielt. Er sagt, die Player sind nicht das Problem, die sind eben, da haben sie schon in einem Discord-Channel irgendwie 8000 Leute drinnen, die eben die spielen wollen. Sie brauchen jetzt dann nachher die NFTs, die es zu gerne geben. Die NFTs selber haben sie jetzt einmal 1 Million geraced. Da war ich auch dabei bei dem Private Placement. Wie gesagt, ich bin Aktionär. Und wollen aber jetzt einen größeren Raise machen, also 3 bis 5 Millionen, um das Geld zu haben, damit sie mal quasi das hoch skalieren können. Und sie sagen halt, bei 10.000 Playern ist das über 100 Millionen Umsatz. Das ist rechnen sie ungefähr damit. Und das ist dann ein selbst laufendes Business, denn die Erträge können sie dann wieder reinvestieren oder teilweise reinvestieren. Ja, und was sie auch noch haben, ist eben ein bisschen ein Blockchain-Business. one last question about the Bitcoin mining. How many miners you have running, bit miners?
150 rigs.
Okay, and this based in UK or in Canada?
They're based in Canada.
Canada, so it's cheaper from the energy cost.
Correct. Yeah, and renewable energy is what we use out there.
Okay, and how or what you can mine with then on the monthly base or the yearly base?
They mine around a Bitcoin a month. So
a Bitcoin a month. Okay.
Relatively small operation, Joe.
Okay, but it's not bad if it's running. And the costs are lower than the Bitcoin price. It's okay.
Yeah.
Do
Exactly.
you use this to pay on the monthly fee, so to pay the overhead cost, or to keep it in on the wallet?
Yeah, they keep it in the wallet.
Okay, perfect. And how many Bitcoin you have in the wallet so far?
I'd have to check with the finance guys. I'm not sure at the moment, Joe.
Okay, perfekt. Ja, also Bitcoin Operations haben sie auch noch, 150 Miner ungefähr laufen dort, die meinen ungefähr 1 Bitcoin im Monat, also das ist überschaubar, aber bei 27.000, 28.000 Dollar ist das auch nicht so wenig. Sie dann hudeln, das heißt, sie geben es nicht aus, sie haben es auf der Bilanz, und wenn natürlich der Bitcoin steigen sollte, dann ist das ein extra Bonus, was halt da nochmal dazu kommt. So, ja, das war es jetzt von P2Earn Inc. Die WKN steht hier, die A3D7RC, und ja, das war ein Interview am 23. Mai 2023, also 2023, und Alex Lineton war bei mir CEO von P2Earn Inc. Alex, thank you for your time. And good luck with the race, and hopefully see you next time, and maybe next time when we do an interview we can say that you have 10,000 players in the field and they make a lot of money.
Exactly, that's the plan, Joe. Thanks for your time.
Perfect, sounds great.
Bye-bye.